Hey gang, Ron here. Welcome on back to the Cade as we are carrying on with our revisitation of Metal Gear Solid from the PS1 from 1998. And I would say I think we're in the home stretch by now. In the last episode, we had our secondary showdown with Vulcan Raven in a massive meat locker as he was marching after us carrying a massive minigun. And fortunately, we had enough Claymore mines on hand that we were able to put him down. Now, we've just got to get through this area here, past all these gun turret cameras, which shouldn't be too difficult, now that I have chaff grenades, and then we will maybe get our first glimpse up close and personal of the mighty Metal Gear Rex, because we still have to take it down. We have not dealt with it yet. So I would say we are getting close to the end stage of this game. And we come straight down this hall, and lo, what is waiting for us? Say hi to Big Rex. That is a honkin' huge Metal Gear. Here's a big boy. And of course, somebody calls, and it's Otacon.
It's me.
What's wrong? Did you find a good place to hide?
Yeah, thanks to the stealth gear.
But you
Looks
still
like
haven't
they
given to
finished
me.
Getting Metal Gear ready.
How do you know that?
I overheard them talking. Where are you now?
Right in front of Metal Gear, but it's strange.
What is?
There's nobody here. No guards, nobody patrolling. It's too quiet.
Maybe because they're all ready. They said they even input the PAL codes.
What should I do?
All we can do is use the override system that President Baker told you about.
But I've only got one of the 3 keys, and besides that, like Ocelot said, there's some trick to using the keys.
Leave it to me.
You got some kind of plan?
Well, I'm in the computer room right now. I'm trying to access Baker's private files.
Baker's files? Don't you need a password?
Of course, but there are ways.
Are you a hacker?
Yep, that describes me pretty well.
Does it look like you can get in?
I don't know yet. I'll give it a try.
I'm counting on you.
As I say, we don't have time for casual conversation, and considering Vulcan was asking us about things like the Olympics and whatnot. So we could be in the water, but only for so long. We pick up a ration. Now, the other thing we have to be careful about is that because we get wet, we will leave tracks. Whoop. There we go. And now we're being jammed. Nothing else here.
Snake, it's me again.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Not bad. I just got past his 3rd security level. He was a pretty careful guy.
Do you think you'll break in soon?
I never met a system I couldn't bust into.
Okay, keep trying.
Alright, nobody up here. So that looks to be the control room, but it looks like there's somebody in there. Pick up more chaff grenades. Alright, so we've got to be able to get over... where Rex is, or at least to the other side, if I remember it right. Yep, that's what I thought. We climb up on the back of Rex. And of course, Otacon calls right when we're here.
Snake, I did it.
You got past security?
Bingo.
Great. So what do you got?
I accessed the confidential Metal Gear file.
So what about the PAL override system that Baker talked about?
I haven't found it yet.
That's what I need to know.
But Snake, I found something else.
What?
The secret behind the new nuclear weapon. Just as I thought, the nuclear warhead is designed to be fired from the railgun like a projectile. It doesn't use fuel, so it isn't considered a missile. That way it can get around all sorts of international treaties.
Pretty sneaky.
Yes, but effective. And that's not even the scariest thing about this weapon.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
It's a stealth weapon.
You mean it won't show up on radar?
Yeah. The truth is, they've been working on a stealth missile since the late 70s.
Why weren't they able to develop one until now?
Because of the missile rocket propulsion system, it would be picked up by enemy satellites.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But unlike a missile, the railgun doesn't burn any propellant, so it can't be detected by any current ballistic missile detection systems.
An invisible nuclear warhead.
Totally impossible to intercept. And on top of that, it's got a surface-piercing warhead designed to penetrate hardened underground bases.
Yeah, we learned that lesson in the Gulf War.
This thing could mean the end of the world.
It's the ultimate weapon. And from a political point of view, it avoids the problem of nuclear reduction and nuclear inspections. Colonel, is this true? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
If word of this got out, it could delay the signing of the START 3 treaty and cause a huge international incident.
Yeah, it would be nasty. The United States would be denounced by the UN. It could even bring the president down.
Did you
Not to
know
mention
this,
the fact
Colonel?
that it could
I'm
drop
sorry.
a tactical nuclear
You
warhead
changed,
pretty much
Colonel.
anywhere.
I won't make any excuses. Snake, listen to me. This new nuclear weapon, it's never actually been tested, only simulated.
You mean they ran a computer model?
Yeah, that's why they were conducting this exercise. They needed to get actual experimental data to back up the simulation.
What were the results of the exercise?
It looks like it went better than they hoped for, but I can't find the data anywhere on this network. You'd think the data as important as that would be carefully recorded.
It was. President Baker gave me an optical disc with all of the test data.
What? Do you still have it?
No, Ocelot took it from me.
That sounds like it
terrorists
means we're going to have
replaced
to
the dummy
deal with
warhead
him at
with
some
a
point.
real warhead. Once they input the detonation codes, they should be ready to launch.
So you think they can do it?
Well, the dummy warhead was designed to be identical to the real thing, so I think so.
Did you find out how to override it yet?
Not yet. It must be in a separate file. Right now I'm looking through all of Baker's personal files.
We're counting on you.
So a railgun, if you are not familiar with the concept, is essentially a giant magnetic slingshot. It uses a magnetic field to project a metallic object long distances. And the military has actually worked on stuff like that for a long time. Kind of like what Otacon was saying about how it's stuff that has been experimented with since the 1970s. Now, like anything else, you have to bear it with some kernel of truth to the concept of it. But also at the same time, have to remember that this is very much a fantastical scenario.
What was that noise?
Snake,
Did you find it?
No, I haven't found out about the override system yet, but I found Baker's ulterior motive.
We don't have time
Just
for a
looking to get
board
rich,
meeting,
isn't he?
Hal.
That's part of it. Armstech is in much worse financial trouble than I thought.
I know they lost their bid to make the next generation fighter jet. That plus the reduction in SDI spending.
It looks like there was even some talk of a hostile takeover.
Everything was riding on this project, I guess.
And it looks like we were paying a lot of bribe money to the DARPA chief.
Bribe money, huh?
Yeah, and Baker was a big proponent of the nuclear deterrent theory.
I see. So anyway, what about the override?
Just give me a little bit longer.
Alright, now I want to crawl out in front of here just to see if there's anything else I may have missed. And I want to do that because I don't want to get picked off by anybody still in the room. Because these windows that are kind of at the bottom overlooking where I'm crawling, they can see me from there. And hey, it's Ocelot in liquid.
Okay, I've entered the PAL codes and disengaged the safety device. We can launch anytime.
There's still no response from Washington. It looks like we'll have to show them that we mean business.
Should I set it for Cherniton, Russia?
No, there's been a change. The new target is Lopnor, China.
Why, boss?
I'm sure neither you nor Mr. Golukovich would really like to see a nuclear bomb dropped on your motherland, right?
Liquid.
But why? There's nothing there.
Wrong. It's a nuclear test site.
A nuclear test site?
If we nuke a major population center, the game's over. But a nuclear explosion at a test site can still be concealed from the public. Meanwhile, Washington will be worried about the retaliatory strike from China.
That'll probably mean top-secret talks between both countries' leaders.
Of course. And in the process, the president will be forced to divulge the existence of a new and highly destabilizing nuclear weapon to the Chinese. What do you think that will do to the US's reputation? Or the president's?
And with the CTBT, that means that China and India... I see.
Yes. When the other countries hear about this new weapon, they'll all want to contact us. Washington won't be very happy when we start selling their own system to the highest bidders. Yes, the president will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big boss's DNA and $1 billion.
$1 billion.
That money will be used to cure our genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the Fox dye vaccine in our demands.
Fox dye. It killed Octopus and the Armstech president. So it's true that it affects older people first. Mantis might not have been affected because he wore a mask.
Wolf wasn't infected either. Perhaps due to those tranquilizers she always took.
Something to do with the adrenaline level in the blood. Or maybe it's just because this Fox dye was still experimental and they haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
In any case, have you heard from your friend, Colonel Sergei Golukovich, at the Spetsnaz?
He still has doubts about the ability of Metal Gear. He said we can talk after Metal Gear's test launch is successful.
He's a very prudent man.
There's nothing to worry about. The Colonel wants Metal Gear and a new nuclear weapon so bad he can taste it. If Russia wants to regain its position as a military superpower, they need to reinforce their nuclear arsenal. They need a nuclear weapon that can't be intercepted. Metal Gear will allow them to gain first strike capability over the rest of the world.
Their regular army is in shambles, and they think they can restore their country's military power with nuclear weapons? Golukovich, he's no warrior. He's a politician.
But he's the one who gave us the Hind and most of our other heavy firepower.
He's got over 1,000 soldiers under his command. If we join forces, we could put up quite a resistance here. Since
Just
Mantis
1,000
died,
soldiers?
the genome soldiers' brainwashing has
I
started
don't know
to
about
wear
that.
off. I'm worried about the men's morale. An alliance with the Russians would boost that as well.
What are you saying?
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here.
We could still escape.
We've got the most powerful weapon ever made, and we're about to ally with Galukovich's forces.
Are you going to fight the whole world?
And what's wrong with that? We can launch a nuclear warhead at any target on this planet. A nuclear warhead invisible to radar. And on top of that, this base is full of spare nuclear warheads. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world will be ours.
What about your promise to Colonel Galukovich?
I have no interest in the revival of Mother Russia.
You're not thinking of reviving Big Boss's dream.
From today, call this place Outer Heaven.
Big Boss's dream.
But boss, you're not worried about the PAL being overridden. If the code is in it again, it'll be deactivated.
No need to worry. The DARPA chief and the Arms Tech president are both dead.
Does Snake know how the override system works?
You interrogated him, don't you know?
He didn't have any keys on him.
Good. Then no one can stop Metal Gear now.
By the way, what should we do with that woman? Want me to kill her?
Let her live. She's Campbell's niece, and Snake cares for her. We'll keep her as our ace in the hole.
Meryl. She's alive.
Snake, I found Baker's top secret files.
Took you
Great
long
job.
enough.
How's it going there?
They've finished inputting the PAL codes.
And had a
So how do we
serious batch of
deactivate them?
monologuing.
Okay, you see the override system that the president was talking about. It can also be used to input the detonation codes. You see, if you insert the keys when the warhead is active, you deactivate it. And if you insert them when it's inactive, it becomes activated. And you can only use the keys once.
Only once, huh?
Yeah, you better get started. We don't have much time.
But it takes 3 keys, right? I've only got one of them.
Hold on a minute. You see, that's the trick. You already have all 3 keys.
What are you talking about?
The card key is made of a shape memory alloy.
Shape memory alloy.
Yes, it's a material that changes shape at different temperatures. The key is made out of it.
This card key?
Yeah, the card key changes shape at different temperatures.
So this key is actually 3 keys in one. Clever.
Can you see the input terminals in the center of the control room?
I see them.
Those 3 laptop terminals are for the emergency input. There should be a symbol on each screen. Each symbol corresponds to a different key. Input the keys in order from left to right. The left one's for the room temperature key. See the symbol? Next to that goes the low temperature key. The one on the right is the high temperature key.
And it just so
I got
happens we have
First, I
a
changed the shape of the
colossal
card, and then I
ice cold
input them
meat
in order,
locker that
right?
we
That's
went
right.
through.
All you do is insert
But that
the
was
card
only
keys.
after we went through an area with a
After
blast
you insert the
furnace.
key into the module, a hard disk
How hard
reads
can
the
it be to figure all
information
that
contained
out?
on it. Once you've finished with all 3 terminals, the code input process is complete. But here's the thing. You can only use the key 3 times. It's an emergency system. It's only meant to be used once.
The world is riding on that key, Snake.
Who's that?
Damn!
And of course, he lost the key.
The key fell in the drainage ditch.
Snake, this is bulletproof glass. There's no way in. I'll enjoy watching you die.
The chunk.
Snake, you've got to get that key.
Tell me something I don't know. But in the meantime, I'm also going to have the entire genome army coming my way. And this is where having the body armor comes in real handy. Because this is essentially the same thing as when we went down the stairs. So now that we're down here, what we have to do is we've got to get the card. The card is in the ditch, which we've already been down. But as you see, there is a gun turret over there, so we'll keep the body armor on. And I need chaff grenade. No, not the PSG. I need chaff grenades. Oh! Did not expect that to happen.
What's wrong? Snake! Snake!
Well, the good news is we are down here. Pick up these chaff grenades. And then haul. And there's the PAL key. So we've got the key back. We picked up another ration. We come up out of here. Oh, that's why, because the picking the bomb up.
Snake, are you okay? Snake! Snake!
That's what I was worried about. So do I have the PAL key again? No. Alright, so the second if I pick the bomb up, then I have to find it and get rid of it. Now, where is it? There. There's the PAL key. We had the same thing when we picked up all of our gear after we escaped from Ocelot. but we had more time to get rid of it. Okay, now we've got enough time to get back to the top of Metal Gear, get back to the control room, and input the first code key. Because we have to do an order from left to right. And we still have it set up for the room temperature key, which is what we need. Come on, Snake, get your butt up the ladder. Yep. All right, and there's that one guard. Now, are we going to have to deal with Ocelot and Revolver? Or Liquid? No, we just have cameras in here. So where's the PAL key? Here we go. Fire in the hole! And talk about an old school laptop.
PAL code number 1 confirmed. Awaiting PAL code number 2.
Okay, that takes care of PAL code number 1. Now, PAL number 2, freeze the key.
There. Finally showed up. All right, Boy Scout, up the ladder. On this last one, and there's nobody waiting over here. Again, we run and run. Get over here. Now, if I remember right, there are guards that may be in here. It doesn't seem like it. So now what we have to do is we essentially have to wait in here for this to change color. So what we will do is we will call it good here because we're at 30 minutes. And in the meantime, I can pick up a couple things whilst I'm waiting for that to freeze. Now, once the key changes shape, you don't necessarily have a lot of time before it changes back. The game gives you enough time to get back to Metal Gear and use it. But, like most things, you don't want to dawdle because you just want to get it over with. So let's see if this has changed yet. Not yet. So, we'll let it do its thing. And then in the next episode, we will go back to Metal Gear. We will use it on the second laptop and enter in code 2. And then we'll go back to the blast furnace, which means we got to backtrack quite a bit. Morph the key one more time, come back down here, and then that disarms Metal Gear. So then we'll just have to see what's next. But I would assume it's a showdown with both Liquid, if not Ocelot. So in the meantime, if you've been enjoying the content, best way to show it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and ring the bell to be notified of new episodes as they are released. We are putting out new content for this playthrough every Monday through Wednesday, as we said. And then we will have Sports Saturday and Suckerpunch Sunday coming up again this weekend as per usual. And be sure to follow us on social media through Instagram and Threads or Ronan's Retrocade. Help spread the word about us as we continue to build our subscriber base and make this channel bigger and better. And a big shout out and a thank you to everybody who has done so to this point. My name is Ronan. It's been great to spend this time with you. Be safe, be well, happy gaming, and we will talk to you in the next one. Bye.